Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot.
And also Vin.
Hey guys, welcome back to the BBONYG Podcast. I am Mike, that is Jules, that is Vin. But we got to say special welcome back to John Depot. John Depot, anytime the Giants are horrible, John just disappears like a ghost. But then all of a sudden, Harbaugh comes back. We got a real coach, and John got to pop in. You know, he's got to get his words in. Guys, I was obviously thrilled with we were all thrilled about like getting John Harbaugh to come up north to coach the Giants. And I think we even more like the fact that John reports directly to Mara. And I think that's good for probably my number one reason I told you guys is the fact that if those two butt heads during the draft, and we know Joe Schoen hasn't had really great success drafting players, if they butt heads, John goes over his head and gets the guy he wants. And I couldn't be more happy about that. I think they'll work together, good. I hope that's the case. Hopefully there's no bullshit that we hear like, oh, it's tension and shit in the room. I don't want to hear that. I just want to have John get the right guy. So, what do you guys think?
I mean, I think part of it, well, first of all, great signing. I mean, considering the fact that you had all these vacancies within the NFL and then a new one coming up just the other night, like, wow, you know what? You had Craig Carton fucking going off and saying how the Giants were appearing desperate and that this is the way the organization works and how they could be like this. Yo, idiot, if the Giants didn't pursue this dude like they did, we might have fucking lost out on everyone. You know what I mean? We'd be sitting here trying to draw straws and hoping that like fucking one of these guys, Clint Kubiak or somebody else, Shula or somebody lands in our lap after the fucking playoffs are done. I mean, bro, hats off that they got it done. They got their guy. Whatever the fuck it takes at times, who gives a fuck? You went, you got him. Now, look, I would maybe be supporting Craig Carton if we would have done all that and then didn't get him. Then I could be like, all right, you know what? We put all this fucking shit out there. We gave the bells and whistles and we still failed. Yeah, that's a bad look. But you got the guy. That's it. Who gives a fuck? You paid him. Well, you took him out to a couple of special dinners and you had a couple of fucking ex-fucking Giants personnel and players fucking persuade him. So fucking what? Who gives a shit? The end of the fucking day. I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous. So good thing that he's here. And, listen, I'm not feeding into too much of the whole, he has more control and he really reports to Mara. Look, I wish Mara a healthy fucking recovery. He's not doing that well. And look, if he's got the trust in this type of a coach, which he should, and he wants to give almost full reins to him, so fucking be it, bro. Let's fucking go. The other way we've been doing shit the last fucking decade hasn't worked. So it's fucking high time we just start fucking going with shit that with a working formula.
Well, Vinny and John said before the podcast started that Joe Schoen looked a little bit nervous in the press conference, right, guys?
I feel like that was AI, but I don't really think. No, did we watch it live or we just been watching replays of that shit? Because I'm like, I think that shit got edited a little bit.
I watched it live. His voice was shaky. He just sounded like very nervous for the press conference. I don't know. I don't think it has to do with the hierarchy or anything like that. It just, for some reason, he was very nervous about what was going on. Maybe he knew he's embarking on a new chapter of his life, and maybe that's what it was. I don't really know, but he definitely did not sound like regular Joe Schoen. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Ben?
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see the Joe Schoen stuff live. I missed that part of the conference, but you know what? It took some whining and dining. A couple weeks ago, we didn't even know Harbaugh was even available. When he came out on the market, we were like, oh, we got to try to do it. We were ready to sign a blank check to do anything to get him. So shame on Craig Carton and any Giant fan out there is like, oh, we look bad doing. No, we were willing to get our culture change coach for anybody that's out there and is talking about his age and his number one, in terms of what he got paid, I don't care. It's not my money. You know what I mean? It's not my money. And for anybody that's like, yeah, it is because you're a fan and you pay for this. I get something for if I go to a game, I get my ticket. If I buy merchandise, I'm getting the t-shirt. You know what I mean? If the price is gonna go up, it's gonna go up regardless. So I don't care about the money. when it comes when he's not part of the salary cap. So,
Yeah, right.
we wanted Harbaugh and we got him. So, his age, you know what? Like, how old? I don't know if you could look this up, Jules, because you're usually quick with this. How old was Coughlin when we hired him?
I was
I
just
think it
thinking
was
that.
57 and 58.
Oh,
Yeah,
he was in his
he was-
50s
He was
still.
he was like 4 or 5 years younger than John Harbaugh is.
Yeah, and he still looked older. He still looked
Right.
Still
older.
looked older, yeah.
Especially
You
when it
guys
was
see
cold out.
Harbaugh in the
Wait.
gym
I
squatting
was
like
gonna say that. I was
450
just about to
pounds.
say that, bro.
Yo,
My
what
man
a
be working
beast.
out like he's in his 40s, bro.
Yo,
Nice.
I got to tell you, and we've talked about from McAdoo's ill-fitting suit to Joe Judge out of nowhere. We didn't know who he was, that we would run through a wall for the guy.
Still don't know who he
John
is.
Harbaugh gave us the perfect press conference. There were no like crazy ad libs or anything. The suit fit well. He came in, said the right thing, said that I love the stuff about his dad. My dad introduced me to the New York Football Giants. My dad is the one that said, look at this team. This team is ready. He said everything well about Jackson Dart. I love what he said about Mara. He didn't throw Shane under the bus.
Yeah.
Now, I can't, as a pessimistic Giant fan on the BBO podcast,
Here it
I cannot,
comes.
I got to give a little criticism. I got to give something
Knew it was coming.
when it comes to draft. When it comes to drafting, because he did underachieve in the last 5 years with a really good team. For the first time in my life, I think I really want the Giants at where their spot is, which I don't really like where their spot is. I think I want a wide receiver there. I think
Wow.
so far. And if there's one thing Baltimore cannot draft, we're wide receivers. I'm like, he is horrific at
Right.
drafting wide receivers.
We're gonna have the best one.
Rashad Bateman, are you kidding me? Zay Flowers? That dude
I like Zay.
sucks.
I like that.
So
Listen, they supposedly drafted Zay Flowers because we were targeting him. That was what that whole rumor was. They
and I bet you Zay
jumped up and
Flowers
they
would have
took
been
him
better
that
for
draft.
us.
I remember that.
bet you. He would have been better for us.
He was
But
always
I don't
hurt
know.
though. He's
So
always
that's my
hurt.
only thing is like John Harbaugh getting final say on possible like drafting linemen. He's great.
Wait. I'm
Drafting.
sorry. I just want to make sure I didn't have anything in my ears. Did you actually, Vin the Chin, say right now that you want a wide receiver after weeks upon weeks and months?
I'm just looking at.
I want an offensive lineman. Don't be
We
stupid.
could get into this later, but looking at
Okay.
team,
All right.
I like team needs and positional value. I don't think a safety at 5 is the right move. I know this kid is generational. I'm hearing that word, this Caleb Downs kid, but I don't know if I'm okay with passing on him. Arvell Reese won't be there because with the Dante Moore not coming out, that's another positional player that's going to be taken ahead of us. So it's like you got Mendoza, no quarterbacks after that. You got like 3 picks after that are just going to be players that we're not going to get. I don't want another defensive lineman because we have too much of that. So
Never have too much.
if it's not linebacker, it's not lineman. You know how much I like a lineman. I can still definitely go down that road. If there's a tackle there, I saw Fanu and the dude from the Hurricanes. There's 2 tackles there. I got to do my homework on it. Still early. I don't know. Maybe wide receiver might be the move. I just don't know which one yet. I don't know if I like the Minnesota kid or the Ohio State kid. So I don't know yet. But
it's just nice as a Giants fan after I don't know, was it Joe Judge, Pat Shermer, Brian Dable, to have someone in here that we don't have to speculate on what they're going to bring to the team. They've been a coach for 18 years. I think they've only had one season under 500 the entire time or whatever. I think he made the playoffs 12 at 18 years. He's got a 609 winning percentage. Like he's an established commodity in the league.
in a tough division.
In a tough division with huge rivalries. And he's been successful for 18 years. There's no guessing here. It's just you're going to be a better team unless it's just cursed beyond cursed. We should be a team that at least competes for the playoffs each year, and hopefully with Jackson Dart getting better and some of the other guys getting better that are young on the team, compete for Super Bowls. And there's no reason as a Giants fan in this moment not to believe that stuff like that's in our future. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes dynasty, Tom Brady dynasty. That's just for the birds. Like that's just random luck that happens. But as far as being a team that can win 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games season in, season out, compete for the division, compete for the playoffs, and make an NFC Championship game here and there, and make a Super Bowl here and there. You have a guy that's proven that he could do it. And 18 years is too long to say, oh, well, he had this, he had that, so it was easy ride. 18 years is a lot of transition, a lot of coaches, a lot of players, a lot of personalities. To keep it consistent like that is a mark of fucking brilliance.
And you don't hear no bullshit coming out of, Baltimore. You don't hear any fucking horror stories in the media. He keeps control of that locker room, which is very important, which obviously we needed. And the one thing he did say in the press conference, he had a message for the fans. He wants a team that, and for the players, he wants a team that everybody could be proud of. I mean, yeah, obviously. I want a team to be proud for one time in, the last fucking 20 years. It's been too long.
Yep. That would be refreshing.
All right, guys. Well, enough about the Harbaugh talk. You want to move on to the college, Jules? Or
just a quick shout out to OC.
Was it done already? You know,
Harbaugh.
I've been loving him for the past week, John. Are you kidding me? Since I told you guys the news, I broke.
Let's go around real quick.
Quick shout out to OC Umenyiora to hear that he's doing much better. He had a major health scare.
We don't know what was the cause. We don't know the cause of the coma. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. He was in a 5 day. Yeah, he was in a coma for 5 days. Just came out of it. He's doing much better. Apparently, he's out and he's back to doing his podcast in the UK, I guess. But shout out to him real quick. Man, Jesus Christ, dude. They don't know what caused the ailment. There's still no update on that. But apparently he was in the hospital for 30 days, and then they had to put him into an induced coma for 5.
Yeah,
that's
insane. He got real skinny too.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at some pictures. I didn't even recognize him. I was like, wait, that's him?
Yeah,
probably COVID shot vaccines.
Hopefully, a speedy recovery on that end. So I just wanted to
mix up
really quickly.
Not knowing, not taking any variables into account. Just John Harbaugh coming coaching this team next year, or the New York Football Giants next year going to the playoffs.
Yes.
Yay or nay?
Yes.
I say yes. I say yes.
And Vegas said yes because they had 8.5 wins. The over-under for the Giants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Vegas came out with that as soon as Harbaugh fucking got announced.
I want to see what happens with the Eagles, right?
No, make your prediction right now. No variables.
No, I know, but like
no variables. 17-0.
Realistically, this Giants team could win the division this coming year. Mm-hmm. Right? If Philly is really in shambles currently, and they fall apart, or they don't fix what they got going on right now, it's a little broken. They lose an AJ Brown. Barkley is starting to decline because he's hitting that 30 years. He's hitting that age. Right now, all of a sudden, they don't know who to know. They're bringing in their 5th OC in the last 6 seasons, right? Like, listen, there's no guarantee. Yes, that defense will be there. They're going to be good, but we beat them once already this year, right? And then what? Washington? Who's to say how fucking great Daniels returns from his injury? And then what? Dallas has been fucking up in the air all fucking year, man. I'm tired of that fucking team.
They haven't been good since VHS tapes.
Win the fucking division. So there you go.
It's our time.
It's my early fucking fucking bold prediction.
We deserve this. We fucking deserve this. We've been doing this podcast.
Why not fucking New England? If New England could do that shit, why the fuck can't we?
Fucking sick of the losing.
Bears did it. New England
did it.
Yeah, teams do it, bro. We have the pieces. We have a lot of
Denver. Look at Denver 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Coach and quarterback. They're married.
You have coach, quarterback. You have left tackle. You have pass rush. You have star players. You have a star receiver. You have a star slot guy now is the second most productive receiver in the league. You have pieces on this team that there really isn't much of a reason that through this offseason they shouldn't have a competitive football team. And with the coaching of John Harbaugh and the consistency he's going to bring in, there's really no reason why we shouldn't be able to be in every single game throughout the entire year. I mean, with Brian Daboll and with just the horrific luck of the New York Giants franchise, we really should have won 8 games last year, maybe more.
Yes.
With the way we lost those fucking 1 in 60,000 chance games.
Glad we
did. Those games
go
our way. We're an 8-win team with Brian Daboll and not, without John Harbaugh. So you're going to say you have a coach that's going to clean up all the mistakes that led to those wins. That's already 7 or 8. Plus what else that they do in this offseason, and every player playing better and playing for a reason. There's no reason not to expect we should be able to get 8 to 10 wins or more, maybe, depending if everybody else takes a step back.
And they're redoing the whole locker room too, guys. I
heard the locker room, the facilities, the cafeteria, they already started.
Yeah,
because I already think the Harbaugh effect is in play already.
They were ranked last, Ben. They were ranked like 31st in the cafeteria. How bad is the food?
And they said, and the stadium's kind of new. The stadium's new. Like, what do you
I know.
And you host 2 teams. You have 2 teams in there. Like, I don't.
It still looks like an air conditioner, right, John?
I
It looks
really
like
don't understand that stadium. I really don't get it.
It's crazy.
But,
it's the ugliest shit in the world.
But like Harbaugh, like I think he brings credibility. I hope now, like he's gonna build his staff.
Yeah,
that's something we should probably talk about. Do you guys want Monken as your offensive coordinator? He's had pretty good years the last 3 years.
He had a couple of really good seasons. I think
I would take.
Sounds like they work well together too.
And
whoever he picks, I'll be happy.
MVP season for Lamar.
Right. I think we should defer to him and trust him. I don't understand the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator. Seems to be the lead. I don't understand that. I don't know what's going on there.
Just that he was part of the Baltimore staff and that he got the promotion from Baltimore to Miami.
But Miami defense was anything good this year? There was nothing special.
They were okay. Yeah. But maybe sometimes you look at the players, if they don't have the players.
And then you hear about Bobby Orr's another name. I feel like defensive coordinator is so important because we have that defensive line that has yet to be unleashed. And I want somebody like a Wink Martindale, who John Harbaugh fired. I want somebody to just be like an animal with a scheme. You know what I mean? I want somebody to Wink Martindale has burned so many bridges over the years. It's not even funny. But he's a damn good coordinator, At least I like him. I like the aggressive approach. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, but
what's the Super Bowl?
Unfortunately, his aggressive approach isn't just in play calling. It's also in his everyday action.
Right.
Well,
look at the guy. He's just like with his cut off shirts. He's like ready to rip your head off.
It looks like he belongs at a biker bar, like going on fights and shit, like after the fucking games.
Oh, totally, bro.
And then do you guys think this chatter that he might be bringing over Ravens players? I keep hearing Tyler Linderbaum, who I love coming out of college, but I heard he's not so good anymore.
I'm gonna throw a quick Vinny response in here. How are we gonna pay him, bro? You're gonna be the highest paid center in the NFL. Where are we getting this money from, Vin?
I sound like that? That's my voice?
Yes.
I sound like that?
Yep. Yo, Jules did a very accurate impression of you, man. I had a look who's talking.
We're doing impressions now? Well, yeah, okay. We're doing that now.
I tell you, I'd take Tyler Linderbaum at center. That'll be an upgrade. No joke. And he brings that, connection with obviously John Harbaugh and getting other guys on board. Like, this is how we operate. This is how we practice. You know what I mean? I'll take that in a second for sure.
Also, JMS sucks.
True.
JMS sucks, but when Schlottman came in, he played pretty well.
Schlottman was all right.
Yeah. If you're saving $10 million, $12 million to have Schlottman there, as opposed to pay what's his face, Linderbaum, $20 million a year. I'd rather give the money to Illuminor because he's been phenomenal as a right tackle.
Tell Jules, John, because he don't want to pay Illuminor.
Why? We've struggled for 20 years without an offensive line. We have one that's
true.
What's not true?
That I don't want to pay fucking Illuminor. Of course I do. Vinny's the one that says we got no money for anybody. We're broke. That's it. The Giants are always broke.
I said pay Illuminor. Don't pay Flott and don't pay Wandale. Those two could go. But Illuminor, pay him.
I think Derek.
We don't have money right
Flott's not getting any money, and Wandale might get a little bit more than he's worth because he made splashy plays. But I don't think that's going to be a consequential amount of money either.
I think we're forgetting the point that I think now players want to come. A lot more players want to come to the Giants because we got Harbaugh, because we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to play with Jackson Dart. They want to play with Cam. They want to play with the energy that is around this franchise right now.
It looks fun, right? Doesn't the team look fun?
Absolutely. And the shame of it is, I was listening to, I don't remember which podcast it was, but they were saying that the Ravens really don't have a ton of free agents that they could bring over, that Harbaugh can bring over. There's only a few of them, Linderbaum being one of them. I mean, you like that to have guys that kind of live through the John Harbaugh culture and can kind of instill it in the players beyond just the coaches instilling it. But I think he's a good enough coach where that's not going to matter. And I think the guys really are tired of losing in this locker room, and they're going to be willing to put the work into whoever it is that's here is going to do well. That's just how I feel.
Restructure Dexter, restructure Andrew Thomas, elongate their.
You can always do that.
and create some more. You could even restructure Brian Burns. He's got the biggest cap hit. Restructure those three, or at least a couple of those contracts. Create some more space. Get Illuminor signed up. Go. And shore up that line. You got a young commodity in Jackson Dart. Make sure the line is something you work on. We did a good job. See if you could hold on to Brasillo, because I like him. And just really like protect this Dart kid, because there's a book on him now. Defenses are going to know his tendencies, and the first thing they're going to do is stop him from running. So he's going to have to learn to, and I like what Monken did with Lamar in his tenure there at Baltimore, making him more of a pocket passer. So you can say what you will about Lamar. Lamar, when he was on this year, he looked disinterested, but last year he put up MVP numbers. And you talk to the right people, they're like, he should have been the MVP based on those numbers. I know it's in disagreement here, but like the guy's good, So
a lot of it came off of play action
Monken's
too.
Interesting.
A lot of it came off of play action in Ravenland. Remember, John Harbaugh made that team a run team first. They were a power run team.
Right.
And Lamar Jackson, like when he rolled out with his legs, he was running too. And then if guys came up, like linebackers stepped up or safeties come up, he'd have that fucking over the top to like Hollywood Brown in years past. That's why he was MVP. The threat of his legs made him roll out. He wasn't that great of a pocket passer for years, but he got MVP for just putting up all those fucking points because of his legs. Now that he's like 30 and he's going down, like, I don't know. You got to watch out for that, man. You can see him go downhill pretty.
I heard he might move to the Raiders today. I saw,
of course, because the Raiders are stupid. That. The Raiders are a dumb organization. They'll always be horrible. Yeah, let's trade our number, our fucking pick, and we'll fucking Cinnamon Dolls. We'll get Lamar Jackson. Yeah, it's stupid. Fucking stupid. They'll always be dumb.
Could just be a rumor.
No, I believe it because they're idiots.
I think it is.
No, it's real. It's fucking
one underrated thing about the Harbaugh signing is that if we want to go into the stew of Giants Twitter and wherever else, you're not going to have every other fan thinking they know better than the team. It's going to be nice for everybody to kind of like sit back and just let the team do their thing and then just grade how the results are, not prejudge every single move because they think they know better. That's going to be a refreshing change.
Trusting Harbaugh, something that I have not trusted this team for 15 years now.
We know,
just
man.
Having some trust in them. Like, remember I was calling you guys like you're hoping like
homers. You called us homers.
They don't get
my
optimism until we start winning.
It hurt me.
I have some optimism now, and I have some trust in Harbaugh. Now, could we not make the playoffs? Our division. Of course. I like what Jules said. I think our division is still tough. We're the ones still looking up. You know what I mean? We haven't proven a thing yet on the field. So, I think we have a lot to prove, and I'll believe it when I see it. Like, I want to see camp. I want to see us healthy. I want to see Scat. I think Scatterbull will be ready in April. I agree with. I trust Joe Shane in that. Neighbors, he's still walking around with a cane. I don't know if there was a second surgery. I don't know what's going on with him. It's a long recovery. I know he blew the entire knee up.
It's January fucking 20th, bro.
Yeah, they said he should be good.
6 months from now is June. All right, come talk to me then about the guy walking around on his knee and everything else.
They said Scat and Neighbors are going to be good for camp.
No, John, Vinny just said he's weekend and burning up. Like he did. Fucking everybody's got to carry him. Like he's dead.
I think
he hates Neighbors.
I think Neighbors is a concern, and that's why I would go probably wide receiver in that first round.
Now the truth is coming out why you want to go wide receiver.
I think you need to get an insurance plan going here. Seriously, and I do not want a veteran wide receiver like Waddle or somebody like that. Go get one in the draft. They're a dime a dozen at this point.
There's good ones coming out. You
don't get one. That's the case every year, trader. You don't get one in the first round. Go get Justin Jefferson
really?
in the second round.
But besides T-Mac, who else was really good out of this year's draft?
Besides who?
T-Mac in Carolina. Tech McMillan.
He was one of the only ones that came out in the first round.
Okay. But you said every draft. Oh, yeah, the fucking wide receivers a dime a dozen, bro. Yeah. Fuck it.
That's why you get the best player available. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with the best player available.
That's the obvious, easy answer, fellas. Let's have a little bit more analysis on the podcast.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we get a little closer only because you know what? I don't feel like I get the proper recognition. Okay,
Oh,
when I
this guy's
start
looking
calling
for a
out
pat on his
players
back.
earlier on, and then all of a sudden, oh, I was talking about Jackson Dog back in September, October, fucking a year ago, and then all of a sudden in January, February, who is this dark guy? Oh my God, where's
Same,
he coming from? Oh,
same, Jules.
so
Give
it was
credit
a
to me
bait,
too.
huh?
Me and
You
you
know
were
what I'm
on.
saying?
Me and you
They
were
should
on
have started
Jackson
put
on a
up with the
long.
run.
See, all the truth is coming out now, fellas.
Nah,
See,
All right.
Jules was asking for Ted McMillan. That's what he was asking.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Go
Hey,
back and
listen.
rewind the videotape, huh?
Listen, with Harbaugh here, at least we won't have guys falling asleep during meetings, so that'll definitely be refreshing. So obviously, like that's a great move. Let's move on, Jules. I know you wanted to talk about the college game. I'm not going to talk about it. All I will say, it was fixed. They held every fucking play. It was annoying to watch, and I lost money on it. So yeah, go ahead, spill your beans on that.
Well, listen. Well, one thing I wanted to say is that maybe we don't give enough credit to how fixed the NFL really is, because when they're actually fixing games, they do a better job at disguising it, right? And like like these refs were doing everything they could possibly do to keep Miami in that game. How you allowed as a unit, referee unit, or whatever they call themselves, to let the Heisman Trophy winner, the number one probably overall pick in this NFL draft come April, you allowed him to get fucking hit the way he was getting hit with these illegal shots. I mean, to the point where you had the announcers and like the supposed analyst that calls in from New York and fucking saying to them just like, oh, well, I guess they missed that play. Oh, yeah, I don't know why. Oh, I would have definitely threw a flag there. When you hear that multiple times in the same night, like, how is it not a call at halftime? Hey, guys, we got to start calling this a little bit better. Let's pay attention to this game a little bit. They literally sit there and they tell you that the definition of getting a player ejected from the game is when they actually target it, when they take the crown of their helmet and they lean into a player into their head. And literally on the opening drive, there's that defender coming off the fucking edge, and he literally puts his fucking helmet straight into fucking Mendoza's jaw to the point where the kid started fucking bleeding from his mouth. And they didn't even throw a flag. All right. Like, dude, the officiating was a horror show. I'm just so happy for Indiana. Hats off to them. Hats off to that program. Hats off to that school. I mean, that was a tremendous victory for that town, for that college. That's the first time they've ever won a football championship. Listen, they've had a few championships in basketball, but like, my God, that was so many years ago.
Nice.
For such a small market and a small market school, that means everything to them. That's like the world right there. And the fact that this was the first, well, technically second team to ever go 16-0 on a college fucking season, man, you got to give credit where credit's due. It was hats off, even when they were fighting against the refs more in the half of that game. So thank goodness they pulled that out. Hoosiers, that's how they've been doing it. Good for them. Big Ten win. Fuck Miami. Fuck the ACC. I'm glad Michael Irvin fucking had to lose that game, running around like a fucking mate, like a retard, fucking dude, 60-something years old. He's running around like he was sniffing the fucking sidelines, like he was getting bumps from fucking South Beach. But anyway, that was my little take there. Mendoza looks like he's the real deal. Hope he could step up and fucking really escalate his game into the next level. He's got the right head on his shoulders. He's got a great family, it appears like, behind him. So all the luck to him as well. And I hope fucking Signetti's there to stay for a little bit and they keep that program running strong.
Very easy to root for, Indiana. Cinderella story, which you don't ever see in college football.
You don't see it in the pros anymore. You don't see it anymore.
It really is it was a beautiful story and he finished. And I wish the Giants had the number one pick where we had a decision, or we would, our decision could be option A, draft a kid and trade Dart, or option B, trade and fleece a team like the Jets. Either way, the Giants had such holding power, and Harbaugh would have done damage with it. Either way. So, again, I would trust Harbaugh to make such a tough decision. I bring everything back to the Giants. The Mendoza kid, I'll be rooting for him. He's probably going to go to a tenuous situation. It's going to be a tough situation. I know Brady likes him. I know Tom Brady loves him. May see a lot of Tom Brady in him, but the Mendoza kid is big. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got balls. Good player, good arm. Good kid all around.
Brady was on the sidelines last night.
Yeah, I'm hoping nothing but the best for the kid. The whole story with the mom. The dad wouldn't get up and almost choked her at one point. In celebration. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then and I love the coach. The coach seems like a hard nosed, like a Midwest he just has his one IPA to celebrate, and he was like, "Yo, I'm ready to start planning for next year." I love that. I don't like players coaches that
Friday Night
talk
Lights.
around like Ben Johnson and talk smack. And no, do that at the end of the season, but not even.
When you hold some trophy.
I like the coach that's like, all right, Andy Reid, I'm going to get some burgers and I'll see you next year. You know what I mean? I'm ready to work on my draft strategy. Like I like coaches like that are constantly like they're not celebrating, they're just working. So good for that
Harbaugh.
guy. Good for them.
Right,
Harbaugh.
John. We're not going to see John Harbaugh on a boat in Miami. All right, so you guys want to talk about the NFL playoffs?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, John, you leaving or you staying?
Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out. I gotta get up early as fuck tomorrow. I gotta get up early as fuck today. It's very cold out. When you sell heating equipment, it's a fucking grind with this time of year.
I mean, that means John is making money. That's what that means.
Bank. Right. John's taking us out to dinner one time in Jersey.
Bro, you guys ever come to Jersey? Dinner is on me for fucking sure. I owe you guys at least that, I would say, at this point.
You heard it here first for missing all the episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm going to get a chicken farm.
You guys have definitely fucking stood up.
What's your spot? What do you recommend? Where's your spot?
If you guys want to take a ride, I would say you guys hop in the car with me. We'll go to Three Oaks Steakhouse in Easton, Pennsylvania. It is the best steakhouse you've ever been to. If you want to keep something a little more closer, I'll come up with a fucking good fucking place for us to go. Maybe in Angelica's and Seabright for a pork chop. There's a few places I'll take you that you will want to move to Jersey for them.
Let's do it. Let's do it in February.
Yeah.
All right, look out.
Where's my birthday?
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Gentlemen, next time.
All right, John. Later, bud. All right, guys. NFL playoffs, man. Man, what a wild weekend. Let's just say I was the man this weekend. I was 3-1, and you guys were 0-4. Oh,
holy crap.
Brutal. I was listening to the podcast while I'm watching my bets come in, just laughing at you guys. I'm like, hilarious. And I cover myself with the Rams. I made it -2.5. Even though the Rams were covering at the end of the game by a touchdown, but then you just seen that miracle Caleb Williams getting backed up 30 yards and just chucking it. Granted, it was a push-off, but a touchdown in Chicago, they're not going to call that. What a sick game that was, right? The last game.
First of all, the fact that even if it was a push-off, right, the ball was still heaved for 40 yards. At 45 yards. The guy had plenty of time to react and return and go back to the ball. Like, he just stopped. Because he didn't think he thought the play was dead because he saw Caleb Williams in the other end zone practically.
Right.
You know
They're celebrating.
Yeah. So that's what happened there.
I mean, that was wild. It was a fucking fun game.
You want to say fix that play? A little question.
I mean,
the defense just quit mid-play. And this is Shula, the guy I possibly wanted to coach my team. What are we doing here?
Right. Stay.
You know what? And then he ruined his whole miracle season by throwing the interception in the overtime by a 7th rounder, Cam Curl,
Yeah, but it was DJ Moore that just didn't run the route. He just gave up on the route. It was, if you watch the highlights, it was crazy. He literally just slowed up and didn't even run the route full speed, which is crazy.
We expected that game to be good though. That was the highlight. Like that was supposed to be the game of the weekend. Because I got to tell you, the other 3 games they sucked.
Well,
I think divisional weekend sucked.
We're gonna back up. We'll save the Bills.
Didn't suck.
We'll save the Bills for last year's. I want to backtrack because I know you're going to talk about with the coach in there and everything. But getting back to the Rams game, the reason why I like the Rams so much, and somebody said it, I was listening to, they play such a clean game. There was no fucking penalties. They didn't drop one fucking pass throughout the whole fucking game. I mean, Matthew Stafford overdrew a bunch of guys, or underthrew him for a lot of the game. It was fucking windy there. But I tell you, they just run a clean game and they're in every game. And that's how they just continue to win. They're a fascinating team for me to, we'll go on the picks later, but that's a team to watch for sure. Before that game, what was the other game before that? The
New England Houston.
Dude, I mean, can you say any more about how bad CJ Stroud is on that offense? Can you imagine being a player on that defense side of the ball?
Oh, I mean,
I'd be so pissed. So pissed.
I don't know. I don't. I'm like lost on words there. Like he just like I didn't know like at certain points in time I don't know what they would do, like what they were doing.
Me neither.
Like the decisions and the reads and listen, the New England defense has been good, but they're not the fucking 85 Bears, right? Like they're not the 2000 Ravens. They're not fucking blowing you away with some of these fucking like plays and coverages and all this type of shit, pass rushers and whatnot. Dude, I don't know what happened to CJ Stroud. And then you had what's his name? Oh God, who's the fucking halftime announcers? For that. Do you guys remember who was doing the coverage there? I for whatever reason he's eluding my mind. I wanted to say
it's on CBS, right? Wasn't it Romo?
No. I'm not talking about the ones, not the game callers.
You're talking about in studio?
Yeah, in studio. No, the game halftime guys. I think it was like Jason Kelsey. He was one of the guys, and the other dude at the end they kept cutting off. And
yeah, I forgot.
It wasn't what's his name, Nate. It was the other dude. I can't think of his name right now. But like he was trying to defend CJ Stroud. Trying to defend him.
Oh, Clark.
Clark. He doesn't have
Ryan Clark, Jules.
Ryan Clark,
thank you. He's such a dick.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Dude, Ryan Clark, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And it was funny as they cut off the other dude at the end of the fucking panel. Meanwhile, Ryan Clark should have got muted. You know what I'm trying to say? It was like, dude, like I get Nico Collins isn't there. I get that fucking Dalton Schultz went down. But like that doesn't mean that it's not like he was throwing it. Guys were dropping the ball.
Oh, it's so
that's
bad.
What you'll say. Or like, nobody was getting open and he was hanging on to it too long. So he was taking more sacks than he needed to. That didn't happen. The guy was just like not even under pressure on some of these throws. Like, dude, CJ Stroud went backwards and
that's bad.
Dude, something needs to be addressed with that. If anything, I think they fire their OC because man, that dude should be fired immediately.
Well, they've had no line too, though.
Well, that doesn't help.
That doesn't.
They lost Tunsil in that trade. I don't even know why they would do something like that. But I don't know. I think D'Amico Ryan should have really thought about at halftime benching Stroud and bringing in Mills. Mills won like 3 games. He got that winning streak going for them. You know what I mean? At least Mills won't turn the ball over. You know.
Let's just say you do that at halftime, and Mills comes back and he somehow wins the game. What do you do this week? What do you do?
You run it back. You run it back with Mills.
Yeah. I mean,
can you really do that though? So now you run the risk of destroying CJ Stroud mentally.
He already is.
I mean, like he has to pretty much be traded.
I got to tell you, and this is what makes me nervous about Dart. CJ Stroud was the cat's pajamas rookie year. Everybody loved him.
Actually, Dart wasn't no cat's pajamas this year. Is he going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? I doubt it.
What?
Is he going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? I doubt it.
Dart.
We just said Dart.
Yeah. He's not the cat's pajamas?
He was good.
Cat's pajamas.
Cat's pajamas.
He was good.
He's not spoken in a positive light, and everybody.
Okay, but so was Tyler Shugg. So was Tyler Shugg. He had a really good year.
I feel like that dude is still under the radar.
Shugg?
He probably should win.
Tyler Shugg was better.
He probably should win the Rookie of the Year, but nobody's talking about him.
No, but he's not. I think it's going to be Ted McMillan or whatever the fuck, Ted Toro, whatever the fuck his name is in Carolina.
Yeah,
I think Dart's in the running. 100%.
Oh, he's in the running. He's going to get the honorable mention.
CJ Stroud was the man. Well, my original point was CJ Stroud was the man rookie year, and since then he has regressed. He has regressed back to like what coming out of Ohio State at the second pick, thinking, yo, this dude's not going to be that good. You know what I mean? He looks erratic. Defenses have figured his tendencies out. He's got no protection. He's got little to no weapons. He's got a defensive-minded head coach. Like, what the hell has happened to CJ Stroud?
It was him and Bryce Young, right? That came out in the same draft.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't like either one of those guys.
Yeah. No, I didn't either. Yeah, I didn't either. So like
nobody liked CJ Stroud, and then he got good, and then people were like, oh yeah, I called CJ Stroud.
I didn't think he was that great. I didn't think he was that great, dude.
He was decent. He was pretty good at Ohio State, but we were making fun of Bryce Young.
I don't know.
That was the whole thing. Remember when he got interviewed by what's the name? How's that? The one that made fun of Daniel Jones when he got drafted. That a reporter for
Mina Kimes.
It said that they were the same height, and she was like, "Oh, wearing heels," and we're like, "Bro, what are those things? 6-inch heels? Like, how the fuck are you the same height? Like, you're a midget, man." So like, look, and he's come around a little bit. I do think that a lot has to be with the fact that he has a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
He had Joe Mixon. He hasn't had Mixon now almost 2 seasons. Like, he had him for half a season last year, and then he lost him again this year. Right.
And
So
nobody saw him coming.
he
Nobody
hasn't
saw
had
him
that
coming.
veteran running back, brother, running with Woody Marks, the 6th-round fucking draft pick. The kid's pretty decent, but he ain't a fucking every down back. He had a big fumble.
Nick Chubb, baby.
Yeah, and Nick Chubb is washed, bro. The fact that he even came back from that injury, he'll never be the Nick Chubb that we knew. You know what I'm trying to say? He's not that Nick Chubb anymore. Those days are long.
The biggest thing is they took away his line. He has no line.
And then you take away an all-pro fucking offensive left tackle. Are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
And then don't even replace him in the draft. Like that should have been your first overall pick.
Yeah.
The personnel hasn't been put in there properly. I don't know what they've been doing. And listen, and let's not forget he was having a pretty decent season before Stephon Diggs got hurt last year, and then he lost Tank Dell. And when those two guys went down, so did some. And then Joe Mixon was all banged up. That's when he started getting a little like weirded out last year. This year, he just kind of fell apart. But listen, a lot of it has to do with confidence. You start getting banged around and injuries fall around you, and you lose your weapons, you lose your targets. And he's not much of a running quarterback either, so you can't make it up with his legs.
You make me feel bad.
I don't feel bad for him.
You guys are making me feel bad about him.
Did you see him after beating Pittsburgh? How he's screaming at the Pittsburgh fans, "You bad!" When he was not the reason they won. And now they lost because of you.
Now he ate his words.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Like stay
maybe
humble.
Learn. Yeah. Stay humble. Maybe you learn. But anyway,
especially when you're going through this like dry spell, like stay humble. Shut up. You know.
Well, he's finished now, man. So moving on from that loser. Let's talk about the Seattle-San Fran game. Seattle home, just dominated. That spread was like 7 pretty much the whole week, and news came out late in the week that Sam Darnold had an oblique injury. Imagine every oblique injury, right? It's like they were begging you to throw money on San Fran, with the points, because the line didn't even move. Even after the news came out, you figure like, oh, more people would bet San Fran, the line would change. It didn't. So right there, everybody should have known Seattle at home, they were just going to fucking blow out a team that's just been banged up way too much. It finally caught up to him. Shanahan's a great coach. I give him a lot of credit, but once you lose a guy like Kittle, and then, you have no linebackers, or a mix and match, it was tough for them to go up in Seattle and win that game. Seattle looks good.
Yeah, but it was like you were kind of thinking that San Francisco had done it so many times before.
That magic, right?
That they were at least going to keep it close. That was what I thought. I could see them losing by 10. I thought it was going to be like a touchdown type of game. I thought they were going to just find a way, and Seattle just fucking put it on them, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened there. It's really hard to fucking.
They ran the ball down their throat, shoes with Walker. That's all it was, So they'll be a tough team.
San Fran has too many injuries on the defensive side. Their defense wasn't stopping anybody, and that's what their defense is known for. Shout out to Salah for getting a job this morning.
Oh, Titans, right?
Yeah, he got the Titans. But I don't know. I just think San Fran's jig was up when I saw Kittle finally go down. I'm like, they're done. They're done. But I agree with Jules. I think Shanahan's the coach of the year. I don't care what anybody says. With the amount of injuries that they sustained, and them to get that record, and for 3 teams to come out of that division, and for 2 of those teams now to be in the championship game, like it's really a testament to what Shanahan won 7 games without Brock Purdy and Mac Jones as his quarterback. You know what I mean?
He did a great job. He's coach of the year for sure.
Yo, Shanahan to me is the coach of the year. Like the guy endures injuries, next man up philosophy. They lost Bosa early. They lost what's his name? Fred Warner early.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about all pro dudes. And the one constant they had was McCaffrey. And McCaffrey had a wonderful year. And that run blocking scheme that Shanahan does worked to a T this year. So hats off to Shanahan. I don't know. Seattle doesn't really move the needle for me. I haven't really watched much of them this year. They lost Zach Charbonnet. Darnold still has an injury. Are we going to see a possible Jason Stidham versus Drew Lock Super Bowl? God, I hope so. I hope so.
That's crazy talk, because we're going to talk about it now. The Broncos and Bills. What a game. What a finish. Buffalo, I feel bad for Josh Allen. He was crying. Man, he had it close at the end of that ball game. He had Dawson Knox right there to win it. He had the opportunity to win the game by a touchdown.
But he's
before.
a bitch.
Oh,
Josh
dude.
Allen's a bitch.
He don't have no fuck, dude. Talk about a guy that has no weapons. That's the guy right there.
Oh my god,
they rely on him
fucking
every week.
excuses.
They rely on that dude every week.
All right, so
Ridiculous.
who's his number one receiver, Vin? I've been asking you this for weeks. You still haven't told me.
Yo,
Kahila Shakira. That's his number one fucking receiver.
Shakira.
You guys give Lamar Jackson so much crap.
Yeah,
Josh Allen gets a pass because you two are fanboys.
They drafted 3 straight fucking first-round wide receivers.
Yo, count the turnovers. The reason the Bills lost, not their defense, the reason the Bills lost was because of Josh Allen. He got McDermott fired because of Josh Allen. So I don't look at it in the mirror and say that to yourself.
30 points, right? He plays linebacker too now. He gave up.
No, you know what you're gonna say to me?
Right on that opening drive when Joey Bosa
they're not in that game if it wasn't for Josh Allen. That's what you're gonna say.
When Joey Bosa had a tackle for
all you guys do is
stop that field goal drive at the beginning of the game. Joey Bosa, right, he gets a fucking blow because that guy didn't do shit, right? I thought he was an all-pro fucking defensive fucking.
This was Josh Allen's year. No excuses, but yet you still making sure. And I gotta listen to all of America. The refs fuck the Bills. Shut the fuck up, you big whiny babies.
Now that was a catch. That was an interception for sure.
I don't know about
it's a 50-50 ball to me, but it's like my problem with it. Yeah, because I think it's an interception.
Since when does a 50-50 ball like that? When do you see guys roll around on the ground and then whoever
do you
comes
remember
up
Calvin
gets
Johnson?
the ball?
You have to make a football move. That's what they decided. A lot of lawyers get involved. That's what they decided. My problem with it.
How do you decide what football move is on the ground?
Oh, let me just say this. My problem with it is just call it consistently. Figure out which way you're going to call it and just call it the same in every game.
Okay.
That's all I care about.
I thought it was a good interception. I got to be honest. When you seen it live, it was quick. He bobbled it in his hands.
And the guy ripped it out of his hand.
Yeah, but it wasn't until he rolled over with him.
You know, I get.
You know
what
I'm saying?
I get that
they rolled
too,
over, and then I ripped it from you, and it's my ball.
It's tough to call that. To not call that into the interception though. When you see it live, I was just, oh my god, he fucking threw a pick. That was it. But you're gonna slow down frame by frame. He's like bobbling. He's not bobbling it. He's on the ground. The guy's fighting for it, and he comes up with it. Like, yo, I'm more mad at Brandon Cooks. Hold on to the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Use your fucking hands, man. You're a wide receiver. Grab onto that shit. Don't let the other dude just rip it out of your hands. And then he's playing victim like he's hurting the ground. He got the win.
Sick of the Bills as America's team. I'm sick of Josh Allen.
Who the fuck said it's
now
America's
he's crying.
team, dude?
You motherfuckers. Everybody I talk to. Everybody. I'm a Bills fan. I like New York. Shut the fuck up. That is a curse team. Nah.
For those of you not watching on YouTube,
you were talking about getting a Josh Allen jersey. You have a Josh Allen jersey. The fuck out of here. Josh Allen. Josh Allen's just. Josh Allen's just as good. Hold on, Josh Allen is just as good and just as bad as Lamar Jackson.
Where's that helmet at? Where's that helmet at roughly right there?
The same shit. He's just as good and just as bad as Lamar Jackson. And there's nothing that none of you guys can say that's different.
Why don't you get on a plane and go out to LA and go suck off the fucking Rams some more?
Oh, the Rams about to win. That's a real quarterback. That's a real quarterback.
Sticking up their ass.
That's a quarterback. Everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be cold. He's gonna struggle.
Yeah, you see,
he won.
He was like dog shit on Sunday.
They won, buddy boy. They won.
That looked like Jimmy Stafford right there. That didn't look like no Matthew Stafford.
Adams.
He
hit Devontae Adams.
All right, guys. I don't know if anybody heard that rant between you two, but we'll slow it down and I'll make sure.
Hold on, I'm not done with
maybe I'll put subtitles
on it.
Don't
ever compare Josh Allen
to a give me my jacket. I gotta stand with. I gotta stand here for 30-second timeout. I need my jacket.
Matthew Stafford has a ring and he's about to win a second one. Get out of here with your Josh Allen talk.
We'll get to the picks in a bit.
Talk about McDermott. Talk about McDermott.
Stop with the Josh Allen talk.
I hope it's one of those freaky like cold weather games.
Let me ask you one question, Jules. I want an honest answer. I want an honest answer, and I want yes or no. Right. I don't want to hear any explanations. Did the Bills lose because of Josh Allen? Yes or no?
No, they lost because of McDermott, and that's why he got fired.
They lost because of the coach?
Every year it's McDermott's fault, dude. Let's be real. Every year that guy should have gotten last year.
The same coach that Jules was begging for in the group chat. I want Josh McDermott.
Yeah. Yep, he did.
What happened?
He did
What
say
happened
it.
2 days after the loss? What
You
happened
make no
2
sense,
days after the
Jules.
loss?
You make no sense.
What happened 2 days after
Because
the
your
loss?
fandom for Josh Allen is clouding your
Yo,
judgment.
listen, what happened 2 days after the loss? Right? They still kick goodbye, McDermott. They showed him
Because
the
that's
door.
the easy fix. That's the easy fix. You
You had to
blame the
do
coach.
that.
Isn't that the same coach you wanted, Jules? Didn't you want him to
I
coach the
said that
Giants?
if we would have lost Harbaugh, right? Let's say he went to Buffalo since Buffalo fired their coach, then yes, I would have taken McDermott in a heartbeat. No
But
question.
you just said he's the reason that Buffalo sucks.
If they were done, they ran their course. He got into a beef with management 5 weeks
Look,
ago.
Come on.
You know what I'm
dude.
trying to say? He said he called out Bean and said that he didn't have the right roster to win the Super Bowl. And when ownership heard that shit, they fired him as soon as
Josh Allen's turnovers had nothing to do with.
he said they didn't have the roster. He said Jackson Dutton had a better prospect. I don't know.
Come on,
Yeah.
dude. Come on.
That's crazy for him to like sell out Bean like right there on the last interview for him to go out. It's almost like he knew he was gonna get fired. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out on top." You know. I can't blame the guy. He had his chances for the past few years. He was blowing playoff games. He blew it the past like 3 years with this fucking kid. You can't waste Josh Allen's time. Get somebody else in there that's gonna fix.
They need something. You know what it is? He also is compared a lot to Mike Tomlin. And one of the knocks on Mike Tomlin is, and hear me out on this now, real quick. All right, is that he calls a game extremely conservative. And that's why anytime you see teams play to their competition, right? It's because they're playing a very conservative game. That's why you'll see them come and play less to play at the same level to lesser teams, and that's why they could raise it up and play at the same level with higher teams. You notice that when they play these better teams, they don't just run them over. They don't just blow them out. They're always in these tight games. So it does come down to a couple of plays here and there, maybe a bad call here and there, because he's so conservative. The same is going true for Mike Tomlin. All right. And because they don't switch that kind of style up, they need someone in there that's going to be a little more aggressive. That's going to take those same traits that they've been using, but be a little more aggressive with the play calling, a little bit more aggressive with the way they use Josh Allen, and go after it. And they just put it all out there instead of always trying to make sure that they're in every game till the bitter end because it didn't work for them. So that's part of the reason why they got fired. And yes, does Josh Allen then take it where he thinks because he doesn't have all these fucking guys around him and Cook is getting shut down that he has to put the fucking cape on and become Superman, and he's just not that fucking able to do that because he can't do it physically or mentally? Yeah, that's what happens. And it just repeats itself over and over and over again. What do you mean how to stop? Wait, what do you think happened at halftime? Do you think McDermott called that shit? Or was it Josh Allen trying to make a play and fucking try to do a little extra and they got sloppy with the ball and it cost his team fucking 3 points? And he admitted to that. But the point is that that a coach should have been able to just shut that down and say, what are you doing? This is still my fucking team, and it's not all on you. And we're down 7, and we get the ball in the third quarter. Fucking take a knee and let's go to halftime and figure out our fucking adjustments. And instead, he just let them run fucking wild. Okay?
You said it before, trying to open it up. The throws to Shakir, the throw to Knox. That would have ended the game, the throw to Knox.
Yeah,
he had him. He had his man beat. It was right. He overthrew the guy. Like, it was perfect. That's your MVP. That's your man. You got to make that throw. You got to make that throw. You get through Denver, and then, like, sky's the limit. You can get to doing it. And this was his window. This was the year. It came out of your mouth, Jules. You were like, yo, this is the year he's got to do it. This is why I'm picking them. And, like, he didn't do it. And for you to come here and still make excuses for him, it shows that you ain't right. You're totally
okay. All right, so name better quarterback. You're gonna say old man bitch head Stafford is better than him? That's what we're gonna go.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah.
Who's the MVP?
Little bitch, as soon as it's 15 degrees outside.
Who's this year's
still the reigning MVP? You're still the champ until it's taken away from you. Technically, the Eagles are still
taken away from him. It's taken away from him.
Yeah.
He's the MVP.
Yeah. I hope Drake May wins it. So I can stick it right up the
look, you just going after my guy because your guy blows.
I'm just saying, like, yo, your boy Stafford looked like fucking Jimmy Stafford on this past Sunday.
He won the game.
Bro, as soon as it gets under 50.
And don't ever compare them. One's a Super Bowl champion. The other one is not.
Bro, that's McVay, bro.
One never even kissed the Super Bowl. He hasn't even been to the Super Bowl.
Their defense carried them that year.
Not only is Mahomes his daddy, Knicks is his daddy now too.
All right.
Oh man.
All right.
Eat that, Josh Allen.
All right. Dive out, Pete. End it right there. Let's go to this weekend's
I could do this
all
all night.
Real quick,
I could do it all night.
My God.
Real quick. Just a quick side note. Brian Dable is currently the odds favorite to take over that head coaching job.
What a joke.
I'll put money on it that he
kind of
doesn't take that
ridiculous.
job.
Huh?
Yeah, I think it's fake news.
Listen, I mean, that's what the odds are right now. You can go out and bet on it. I'll just let you know that
I'll do you one better, Jules. He got a second interview or something like that, multiple interviews to be Philadelphia's OC.
Yeah,
and
but
I
hold
can
on.
see that happening.
But I will say this, because all that rumor was going around. Rex Ryan did kind of shut it down a little bit, and he says, I could see Dable being on this staff as the OC, and why don't you go make a big push and bring in a fucking Belichick and have him be the head coach there in Buffalo? You bring in Dable to be the OC, and then you go find yourself a really solid defensive coordinator that can actually come in there and implement that defense. Because even Rex Ryan was on ESPN, I believe on Monday, going off about how the fuck they gave up 30 points every fucking playoff game. And he's like, you're not going to win. You're not going to go to the Super Bowl if that's what your defense is continuously giving up. So if they bring in that kind of right personnel, that's what this team is missing. So that's what he was saying, that you bring in Dable as the offensive coordinator. The guy can still do a decent job at calling plays. And he already has fucking a history with Buffalo and Josh Allen. So that might make a hell of a lot more sense to what they might end up doing. So we'll see. It is interesting, but Dable's name is getting thrown around quite a bit.
McDermott wants to work. Where do you guys think he ends up? He wants to coach. So
A&P.
Where?
A&P.
Oh, that's not even in business anymore. It's Acme now.
I know. It's yeah.
You know what? I guess, listen. The
jobs that remain are not great.
The Ravens' job is still open.
Really.
Pittsburgh.
I think they go young. I think Ravens and Philly and Pittsburgh go for.
They might. I mean, that's what they did. That's what they did 20 years ago, right?
I think they're going to do the same shit.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to say. But see, and that's why I just go back to how we opened this whole entire thing. Is that I thank God we got Harbaugh early. I don't care what we had to throw at him. We got
the first domino. But think about it, Jules. They go from Harbaugh, who they're like we underachieved the last 5 years with Lamar. They're gonna go with McDermott, who's underachieved with to you a better quarterback. They're gonna do that.
You need a fresh start, bro. You need a reset.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense to me. I think
it doesn't matter. We got Harbaugh. That's why I was trying to end it there.
No, but also like where do you guys think McCarthy goes? You think he takes the Raider job?
I mean, there's an outside rumor he can go to Buffalo too.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's an offensive-minded guy.
Listen, some guys are just bait. You know, they're meant to be offensive or defensive coordinators, and they're not meant to be head coaches. You know what I mean? So
brings me back to my argument about 2 months ago with Steve Spagnuolo, but we won't get into that.
Yeah. Well, let's just move on and talk about the NFL.
Where's Steve Spagnuolo at, huh? How come we ain't getting no interviews, man? KC's been done for a month now.
Did I say I wanted Steve Spagnuolo? Because that never came out of my mouth.
Check the tape.
I'll let it go, but you rewind that.
No. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said I wanted Steve Spagnuolo as the head coach. That never came out of my mouth. That was trainer. I never said it.
Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say anything about that.
I never said I wanted. I saw Spagnuolo. He won one game with the Rams.
Listen,
I'm good.
I say a lot of crazy things, so I could have said that, but I have.
The conversation's cooled on Gruden too. I don't hear Gruden's name at all.
Well, I think he really is still trying to look collegiate. He wanted to get back into the college game, and I think that's what he was kind of waiting on to see what opened up, what jobs. So I think he's just turned his focus there, and he's not even hired down that way either. So I don't know.
I don't think any owner wants to touch him.
His name
is still hot. I think.
Yeah, it still doesn't sit well with the NFL.
Yeah,
I still like him. That'd be dope if you went to Buffalo. That'd be something. All right, let's move on. Talk about the playoff games. We got the first game. Denver is at home. You know, Pat's got to go on the road for the first time in the playoffs, which is different. It's huge. The spread is 5.5. I know everybody's going to jump on New England, right? But I don't think that's the play here. I think Denver has a chance to win. They're getting points at home. I still like the Denver defense. You know what I mean? They made 5 turnovers against the Bills. Sure, they put up a lot of points, but that's Jules's boy Josh Allen just making plays out there.
Your boy too.
My boy too. I got his jersey. But I tell you, like, I'm gonna go with the home team. I really got to take Denver, man. I think this backup, man. I mean, wasn't Peyton around when Phil Simms went down with the ankle injury when he broke his foot, and then Jeff Hostetler came in and he won the fucking Super Bowl. You don't think this guy could do it? And they getting J.K. Dobbins back for this game, which is pretty big.
That was going to be my next question. Is J.K. Dobbins, because
I heard the practice window's open. It's not
back.
official that he's playing.
He's in. He just
it's
came.
Official.
It said, well, it could reportedly get him back, but he's going to play.
Is that why the point? Because like what I'm seeing is it went down to 4.5. So it's not even half.
Yeah, it keeps going back, but I have it at 5.5 on this site. So
okay. Because I'll tell you, it also kind of goes back to what I was saying about Carolina a couple weeks ago, where like those teams that just fucking end up sneaking into the playoffs and they don't deserve it. They have the losing record just because they got the division win. That's why they're in. And look at how they gave the fucking Rams everything they can handle, and they lost by 3 and they covered the spread. I see a lot of similarity with this. You're right. Listen, they still have that defense. The defense ain't gone anywhere, right? If they they look to actually just fucking run the football instead of relying on this guy to fucking make all these additional plays, and they can take a little bit of pressure off of him. He's still an NFL quarterback. He's still been in the league for a dozen years. He knows how to fucking manage a game, and he could do that. Where this defense could shut down a Drake May, and if this guy just manages the game and reduces his turnovers, yeah, absolutely. I fucking like Denver. I love Denver.
He's been with Sean. He's been with Sean for how long now?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I honestly think that this game is going to come down to the wire. I think it's a field goal game. And that just means it can go any way. In all reality, it could definitely go either way. But either New England kicks a game-winning field goal or they kick a fucking game-winning field goal like they did this past week.
Yeah, I can see that.
I read that Bo Nix tweaked his ankle, and then in celebration is where he really hurt it, and he needed surgery. That's what I heard.
Really?
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't even see him get hurt.
That's the thing. Nobody actually saw the guy get hurt. He tweaked it on that second to last play, and then when they were celebrating, he did something to it, and that's where he really fucked it up. So that's why they were so hush about it and all that. But whatever. Bo Nix proved a lot to me in that game. Proved a lot. Bo Nix can ball, man. The dude's pretty good. So I give him a lot of credit. Sucks that if you're a Denver fan, you're at this position and then you just lost your quarterback. That's got to be a horrific feeling.
But Ben, remember how we felt when Phil Simms got hurt? We felt
the same way. I was very young, so I don't.
Oh, really, please, you remember? Stop it.
But the only thing I remember, it's my first football memory in 1990 was Norwood missing that kick. I do remember that vividly as a kid, but I was like,
so you don't remember the Roger Craig fumble when we kicked fucking 5 field goals?
I've only seen highlights and stuff. I didn't live it. I really didn't remember it. But what I want to say is I agree with you guys. You guys kind of set the tone. I thought Sean Payton would have called a Phillip Rivers, a Ryan Tannehill, somebody. I'm like, oh, he's going to make a call. He's going to bring in a vet. Cam Newton-ish. I don't know. Somebody.
Never.
But after
Colin Kaepernick?
Somebody. By Wednesday, I was like, I guess he's going to ride with this guy. You know what I mean? What does he have? 5 starts? What's his record, Trainer? I'm sure you know it.
No, I have no idea, man. I think
I
liked him as a quarterback, though. I liked the way he could throw the ball.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Payton, they're gonna run. They're gonna run all day. Dobbins comes back too. They are gonna run at New England. Rabel's good. I like the 2 coaches here. I think New England's been given such an easy ride.
Oh, yeah.
Such an easy ride.
Without a doubt.
Now, they gotta go on the road. And now they got this backup quarterback that is a mystery to everybody. It freaking, I really don't want to see New England. I'd rather see Denver with this kid that's an unknown. I don't want to see New England. I think New England's going to win, but I'm taking the points. 100%. This is going to be close.
Yeah, and I think the NFL referee gods are going to fucking play a little way into this too, because just like we've been saying, do they really want to try to see a fucking backup quarterback in Denver, or do they want to see this fucking New England?
And Drake May has played horrible. Drake May has been horrible in the playoffs. 2 games where he's throwing a lot of picks and a lot of turnovers. Just that the other guys he played against had more turnovers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's he's got they've been very fortunate this year.
It's gonna be tough.
Denver has it. But New England's everything has gone their way. Everything has gone their way, and so
they're going to need it again in Denver. That's for sure.
Exactly.
I hate Boston, man. I hate Boston. They've had enough success this century. Enough.
And I could see Denver in the Super Bowl, man.
Do you want to see Dave Portnoy get on your on your FYP and talk his crap again.
I like him.
And he doesn't even know how to pick pizza, that fucking road.
I like the fucking guy, man. I just hate that he's a fan of Boston, but
oh please, bro. The way with all his call everybody not classless and shit. It's like, bro, you're the biggest classless asshole out there, bro. He thinks he's fucking hot shit because he's got a fucking deal on one of those network channels now. And
I
shit.
like him. That's why I
like him. He doesn't. His pizza taste sucks.
Oh no, he's pretty accurate with his pizza.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Don't hate on that. All right, moving on. The Rams and Seahawks. Dude, again, division game. This is going to be, they it seems like they always play each other. Last week, I think we said, like, we all agreed it was inevitable that they were going to play each other. And now it comes down to Seattle's at home. Seattle's -2.5. I tell you, the Rams like I said before, they play clean games, and I can't go against McVay. They just get it done somehow. They just do. It's not going against San Fran. You know what I mean? They're going to be able to. Seattle's not going to be able to run the ball against the Rams like they did against San Francisco. It's just not going to go that route. You're going to have to rely on Sam Darnold, the passing game, and obviously their defense, which is just, man, that's tough. It's really tough to go against Seattle at home. It really is. But I tell you, the Rams are just that team, man. They just find a way to win games, and I'm going to take the Rams here.
Shocking. Let me tell you, way to be shocking with this one, guys. All right, whoa! Wasn't Rams in Denver your fucking Super Bowl pick when we started this whole thing for the playoff talk?
It was, right?
I don't remember who your NFC team was. I know you picked the Broncos.
I think I did take the Rams.
All right, what was it?
Yeah, of course he thinks he did there.
Now right, I think about it, I'm
because Vinny and I had the Bills. That was where we agreed. You guys both agreed on the Rams.
Right.
And I went with fucking Seattle.
Right.
Well, I think I already tipped my hat there.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I'll tell you this much, though. The thing I do not like is the fact that there is still that bitter fucking loss that the Rams have in their mouth with that overtime and all that craziness that went down.
The whistle blowing on the 2-point.
Yeah, and all that bullshit. So I know
Good point.
I know that is still there for them, right? I know that that's going to be some extra fucking bulletin board fucking, type of shit to drive them.
Oh, yeah.
But with that said, they have lost one fucking game since October 5th. Once. And it was to the Rams. Okay? So just like all the bullshit that went on, San Fran's going to keep it close and this and that, blah, blah. I think Seattle is on a fucking mission. They were my pick to play the Bills in the fucking Super Bowl. It's only 2.5 fucking points. Give me fucking 5.5 with Denver, and I'll cover the 2.5 in Seattle. It's going to be fucking Seattle in that fucking Super Bowl. Fuck your Matthew Stafford. If it's under fucking 30 degrees, my man's going to be fucking chilly on the sideline and needing a jacket because he's a little bitchy bitch.
All right. I got a couple of general observations I want to make before I analyze the game. Number one, I am so unexcited about these games. I think these teams, I don't know, it's weird.
Rams Seattle's going to be great.
I don't know. I'm definitely not interested in the AFC game. I think that I would have never picked New England and a Bo Nix-less Denver team.
Don't matter.
I think it kind of sucks. The only saving grace we have here is that nobody in our division's involved. You know what I mean? It's the only thing I'm happy about where I can enjoy that, that I don't have to sit there and watch Philly or somebody like that. So I'm okay with that. Secondly, our 2 number 1 seeds, Seattle and Denver, are really good at home. Like, they were perfect number 1 seeds because their home field advantage. I feel like a lot of home field advantages have because fans travel now and all that. Like, I feel like home field advantage is not as like it used to be. But for these 2 squads, it's huge.
Maybe we'll get like that one day, Ben.
The 12th man in Seattle, Denver's thin air. Like it's big time for these teams, and I'm glad that they got the number 1 seeds because they're gonna use that home field advantage to the max. So kudos to that. Now the game, I picked the Rams from day 1. They're my preseason champs. Matthew Stafford, everybody coming into training camp was hurt. This man is washed. Why is McVay still coaching? He was talking about retiring. No more Aaron Donald. They didn't really have many picks from the Stafford trade. This team is persevered beyond belief. Puka Nacua has put up a season like we haven't really seen. Maybe Cooper Kupp did a few years back for his
that
rank.
offense. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Sick, wide, and then Devontae Adams coming in as your possession guy, your veteran in that locker room, also getting into the red zone the way he does. And the guy that's forgotten about, Kyron Williams. Like, don't put Blake Corum in there on a tough third down. What are you doing, McVay? You play Kyron Williams. That little bastard gets so many yards and is so elusive. I love Kyron Williams. I'm a big fan of his.
Well, he's going to have to carry the load since Blake Corum is out.
Oh, he's done. He's hurt?
Done.
Well, so is Zach Charbonnet. So it goes on the other side too, buddy boy. Don't you ever slander my boy, Matthew Stafford. That guy is only.
You can never win in fucking Georgia.
Not only is he the MVP of this season, not only is he the MVP of this season, he will be the MVP of this game. He will go to the Super Bowl. Whoever's on the other side will not even give him a game. I'll tell you that. It's going to be Rams got to get through this game because they are going to rout the Super Bowl. You heard it here first, okay? The Rams are on a mission. Sean McVay wants to be up there with the greats. Matthew Stafford wants to be up there with the greats. One Super Bowl, you could have that argument. It's kind of fluky. 2 Super Bowls, you're in that Eli Manning territory. Let's get it. Matthew Stafford, give me the Rams on the road, licking their chops. The wonderful Jules, and I haven't really watched Seattle all year, and they're good defensively. The one thing that makes me very nervous about the Rams is their special teams. They fired their special teams coach by week 15. Their special teams have fucked up time and time again. Like, it's bad. So, and Seattle special teams might be the best in the league. So some of you guys, the listeners, are looking at me like, he's talking about special teams. Yes, so a game that could be tightly contested can come down to something like special teams. Yeah. So, I think
listen, real quick, you could keep it in the moment because the block punt in last night's national title game fucking made all the difference in the fucking world.
I think it's important, and I think the Rams, if the Rams get their demise, could be their special teams. They have not fixed it. They can't figure out how to fix it. It's too late to fix it, and they're just rolling what they got. And that's the big glaring weakness for this team. Seattle's weakness is Darnold. Darnold has yet to win a big game where he throws beyond 120 yards.
Smoked the 49ers last week, bro. Like, what else you want this guy to do?
What was his numbers? What
did Matthew Stafford do? Did he win that game, or did his defense step up to the end and win that game?
What was his numbers?
Did fucking Kyron Williams
Do we need to look at Matthew Stafford's playoff record?
Matthew Stafford looked like
we need to look? So now you're comparing Sam Darnold to Matthew Stafford. You are
unbelievable.
That's what it looks like.
I did not say that.
You're out of your mind.
You said Sam Darnold still didn't win a big game.
What was Matthew Stafford's
division? And he smoked the 49ers.
What was Darnold's?
Darnold's
numbers.
Darnold was 12 and 17.
This is his time.
He's
like, listen,
yards.
Old man Stafford.
How many yards?
He's like,
how many yards?
Retire.
124.
Retire. This is my chip, bro. This is my chip.
Dude, your quarterback threw for 124 yards and they put up 41 points. Can you explain that to me, Jules?
Yeah. He was like, I'm resting for next week. I'm resting for next week when I got to show up the old man.
That oblique is going to show up. Fire up Drew Lock, baby. Fire him up.
Listen, you better hope it stays at 45 degrees because if it gets any colder, Stafford's going to fucking shit himself.
All right, Jules, let's put a wager on this game. Straight up. No points. Straight up. $50.
Pizza.
$50.
Done.
All right. You heard it here first. $50 in my pocket.
Done. That is a done deal.
Well, listen, you guys should listen to me right now. I'm the playoff leader with 6 wins. Jules is next in line with 4 and Vin with 3. You guys got to catch up somehow. I don't know how you're going to do it.
Well, I got Seattle over you guys.
You do?
I got a shot. You're telling me there's a chance. We all went Denver. Yeah. I just got to go opposite of the Super Bowl.
You have a shot next week. So with that, we out. Good luck. We'll be back next week.
Go blue. Go blue.
Go Harbaugh.